So a few months ago, we shot a commercial for a franchise called Sidewalk Juice. Let's talk about why this commercial did so well compared to any other commercial. So number one, this thing was different. It was typically different from a juice company or a franchise juice company that's kind of used to the stuffy thing or leans on UGC and influencer stuff because it's trending, or that's what a lot of other companies are doing and tailgating each other. This thing was different. It was original, it had an idea, it had a story, it was formed in a two-piece where we got somebody's attention and we just hit them with the message. And the message was very, very simple. It was just, hey, this juice is the freshest juice you ever had, right? So, but before we do that, we had to get somebody's attention, right? And how do we do that? We told a story. We had to tell a separate story, right? We had to do something outrageous and obscene. I was in a banana costume. I was in this thing myself. I'm in a banana costume, right? And you don't know that. That is the punchline, me in a banana costume as a obsessed fruit smoothie person. Right, so as we're doing this dialogue and it looks cinematic and it looks quality and it's great for big TVs and it's great for everything, we had the pan to me, which is the punchline, and I hit him with the line. Funny, real funny, got someone's attention, and then bam, hit it with a message. This thing is fresh. And then we show, right, as we tell, right? So that is the reason. It was just different. It was a different story, and it was a story that was memorable. It's something you're not going to forget. Number two, we had multiple hooks, and it's always important to have multiple intros or multiple variants of the ad, right? Same core messaging, but a couple more variants, right? Because if one doesn't perform, we want others to try to test and make sure we get something that does perform, right? Same core messaging, but just different variants. And this is why the messaging is so important, like understanding what we want to say and understanding what we want to convey and understanding where it's going to be advertised and how that needs to be messaged, right? Like how do they take their information, right? Because every platform is going to be different. And so to have these things, we want to have that multiple variants. So we did like 6 different versions of us going back and forth and different intros and different ways to get attention. And then we had a few call to actions with a few different voiceovers, and we had a few taglines like for the fresh fruit obsessed and Sidewalk Juice, we love fruit too. So there was different call to actions, there was different intros, there was different ways, but the messaging was the core, right? We still had a funny little entertaining bit in the beginning, and then bam, hit them with the visuals and the fresh fruit with sound effects and visuals for the freshness of that juice. Number 3, we leaned on organic in the form of promoting a teaser to promote the commercial that's coming out, right? It was like a part 1 before the part 2. So we kind of teed everybody up and said, hey, we're going to have a commercial soon. Be on the lookout for that. Or go tell a friend, or just be top of the mind enough to just tell a friend that, go get some juice. And so we on the same day we had the shoot, we shot this teaser, which was also a really great idea. Very entertaining. I mean, if I'm in there and I'm doing something in a banana suit, we're going to make sure that we have some more fun and just not do 1 or 6 commercials. We're going to do a lot more, right? So we did the fun teaser trailer, and the idea was just a very fun, very memorable, very energetic kind of video shoot. Had nothing to do with nothing, but what we did was kind of just play around, me and the actor, and we kind of had this high off life, kind of we're drunk off this juice almost, like we're over energized from this juice. And I think it came out really, really funny, but that was successful online, and that kind of teed up on the organic side and kind of lifted up the commercial advertisings. Lastly, number 4, this thing was made native and shot native to the advertising platform that it was going to go on, which was CTV and YouTube. How do we do that? We had very, very high quality. We had 6 to 8K, so it looks good on all these TV screens, even on your computer. Had a high level with the big resolution. We've had quality lighting, which tells quality storytelling, but the quality lighting gave the visuals, right? It matched the visuals so that every other commercial that they see on CTV, it still matched that big production and it still felt native to it, right? Number 3, had a great story, very, very memorable. It also had a voiceover, and that was what really, really made it. I mean, that's very, very important for CTV, right? To have the voiceover, because when you advertise on television, you don't know that everybody's going to watch the actual ad, whereas opposed to Meta, you can see watch time, or YouTube, you can see watch time before they actually clicked off or did something else. With CTV, you can't do that. So we want to make sure if we're in their house and we're getting charged an impression, because it's an impression-based platform, advertising platform, we want to make sure that we do everything that we can so that they remember us, right? The advertising works. And you have to have some voiceover in there, right? We had the logo in there, we had the voiceover in there, we had the URL in there. All those kind of things helped make sure that the impression didn't go to waste, right? Because if they're looking away, maybe they're cleaning their kids' toys or something like that, they're still hearing Sidewalk Juice. We love fruit too. They're like, oh, that was Sidewalk Juice. That was kind of funny, right? It sounded like it was funny. So we had all those things native to the CTV platform and the YouTube platform. So again, make sure that when you shoot these things, you are native to where you're going to advertise. When we shoot meta ads, they are not big production type of ads, right? It's more creative based, it's more flashy, it's more quick, it's more, straight to the point. It's more, sometimes we ride trends, sometimes we'll piggyback off of, well-known figures, and take a clip that's relevant to us and then further elaborate. I mean, we do so many different ways we shoot on Meta. It's totally different from when we're doing YouTube or when we're doing CTV or when we're doing a bigger production or when we're trying to do teaser trailers. It's just different, right? The platform is going to dictate how we shoot this stuff, right? Even the product, right? The product is going to the product or service is going to lend themselves to certain platforms a lot different, right? You sell nail polish, you're probably better off on TikTok than you are on LinkedIn, right? So things like that. So we shot the thing native to the platform of CTV and YouTube, and it's why it did so well. If you guys need some big video production, you know who to call. This is our bread and butter. We handle everything you can think of in the form of video production: commercials, social media, corporate events, internal trainings, external trainings, lives, podcasts, anything you can think of, reviews, UGCs, all kinds of stuff. Anything you can think of that has to do with video in the form of driving business, that is what we do. You can contact us 415-888-9658. Until next time.